Vampire Crawlers is the kind of game that looks like it escaped from a dusty NES cartridge you found behind your grandma's TV. But then you play it, and suddenly you're building decks and sweating harder than you ever did in Elden Ring. This game is proof graphics don't matter if the gameplay slaps. Today we're talking about Vampire Crawlers, the 8-bit looking roguelike deck builder that's blowing up right now. And honestly, it's the perfect example of why retro doesn't mean simple. Like, comment, subscribe, let's get into it. Vampire Crawlers looks like it should run on a toaster. A broken toaster. But that's the point. There are chunky sprites, limited color palettes, simple animations. This isn't nostalgia bait. When the screen fills with enemies, projectiles, and card effects, the NES aesthetic keeps everything clear. AAA games say, here's 400 particle effects. Vampire Crawlers say, here's a red pixel. If it touches you, you die. And honestly, I think that's better. You're not just swinging a sword. You're building a deck that defines your entire run. You have attack cards, you have passive buffs, build-defining rares, and risk/reward picks. It's like Slay the Spire and Castlevania had a baby, and that baby was raised on NES games. The deck building adds layers of strategy the 8-bit era never had. You're constantly making decisions that matter. Do you take a safe card? Do you gamble on synergy? Do you build around criticals, lifesteal, or pure chaos? Whatever. This is the stuff that keeps players hooked, not ray tracing. Maybe I'm just older and I don't care. I think that's it. I'm older and I don't care about ray tracing. Vampire Crawlers is retro on the outside and modern on the inside. It's the gaming equivalent of someone showing up to a job interview in sweatpants and then casually revealing they have like 3 PhDs. The visuals say 1989, the mechanics say 2026. And this contrast is exactly why the game works. You get the charm of old school graphics with the depth of modern design. Let's be honest, AAA games are in their midlife crisis era. You have $70 price tags, at least 120 gig downloads, cinematics that are longer than gameplay, and battle passes in single player games. Why? Why are we doing that? Why do we have that? That's dumb. AAA games are getting dumb now. It's more about the money than it is about making a good game. All these indie studios, look at them. They're all making good games. AAA companies are making games that require patches, huge patches, right after launch. And then they're like, oh, here's a store where you can buy, I don't know, something to make your gun look like a rainbow. I don't care. Meanwhile, Vampire Crawlers is like, hey, here's a tiny game with pixel art and a deck of cards. Have fun. And I do. And players are starting to choose that because gameplay is king. It always has been. It always will be. We're in the golden age of simple-looking, mechanically rich games. Think Vampire Survivors, Brotato, one of my favorites, Hades, Slay the Spire, another one of my favorites, and now Vampire Crawlers. These games prove that you don't need a billion-dollar budget to make something addictive. You just need good ideas. And Vampire Crawlers has that all over the place. Vampire Crawlers is the perfect reminder that graphics are just the wrapping paper. Gameplay is the gift. If a game looks like it belongs on the NES, but plays like a modern strategy masterpiece, that's not a downgrade. That's evolution. Retro isn't dead, it's leveling up. If you enjoyed this breakdown, hit like, hit subscribe, and let me know your favorite indie game. Now I'm going to go play Vampire Crawlers. All right, bye.